Hello guys. Hello. You are welcome to my community. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Janie's Hub. In this community, we talk about relocating to the UK as a healthcare worker, studying in the UK, living in the UK. That is all we talk about in this channel. You are most welcome. If it's your first time of seeing my face, my name is Jane Sampson and this is Janie's Hub. For all my returning subscribers, I see you guys. You're all welcome. Alright, so guys, before we get into this video, I'll just encourage you to like this video, to share, to subscribe. Number one, is free. Number two, it encourages and it motivates me. So if you haven't joined the community, what are you waiting for? There's so much juice where this is coming from. So like, share, and subscribe while we get into this video. Right guys, so today I'll be sharing on things that no one talks about around the healthcare job in the UK, around being a healthcare worker. I'll be sharing tips and things that you need to know, things that you need to understand around this job. So while you are looking for a job to come into the UK as a carer, there are things you need to be very mindful of. Without wasting much time, let's jump into the video. So today I'll just start by explaining things that we all need to understand about this healthcare job in the UK. So talking about the healthcare job, there are different aspects to it. The different recruiters, there are different employers, and depends on where you're recruited into. It also depends on the kind of care you will provide. Now, for those that are working in the hospital, which is majorly the NHS, that's one part of it. Working in the hospital is one part of the healthcare job, where you have to work in the hospital setting, assisting nurses, assisting doctors to provide care in the hospital, which is majorly the NHS. So that is working in the hospital. Another part of this providing healthcare is working in nursing or residential home. So this is where you have residents that live in a house or in a building. So in a building you might have up to 20 to 30 or more in a building of elderly people. Some have different levels of health challenges. It might be dementia, Alzheimer's, stroke. Some are bedridden. Some are even towards the end of their life. So it has a shift pattern where you go in the morning, or close in the evening, or you work from morning to half day, or you do your night shifts. So in this kind of a job, basically you go to the care home and you work there for a couple of hours. All right, so that's for the nursing or residential home. Now the next one I also want to talk about is the domiciliary care. Now, the domiciliary care, in my experience, are the one that are usually recruiting from abroad, because this one is a little bit more intense. It involves you driving, from one place to another. These are where residents or clients, as we call them, they live in their own homes. They don't live in residential homes. They live in their own houses. So they just pay, and then they get carers to come and care for them in their home. So you can come in and care for them within a short period of time, say 1 hour, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then you have to go to another client. Now, for this kind of care, it's quite intense. When I mean intense, because it involves you driving a lot, you driving from one place to another. So I'll give an example. So say for Abuja, for example, you might have 4 clients you have to take care of in the morning. So you have to drive from Wuse to Asokoro. From Asokoro, you drive to Maitama. From Maitama, you drive to another location. Then in the afternoon, you have to do the same rounds for the same people. In the evening, you have to go back like that. In the night, you go back like that to put them to bed, depending on their need or how many times you have to see them in a day. So if your recruiter or your employer is recruiting you for this type of role, remember that you need to know how to drive. And if you say you know how to drive, ensure you know how to drive. So you don't, because as soon as you come in, they'll be giving you a car for you to drive around to see your client. This is more intense, but this is where, in my experience, a lot of employers are looking for applicants. So if you're really something you're looking into, you just need to be mindful that this is the kind of job that you will be doing, right? Now, the next one is providing support care. Now, this is usually providing support for those who have challenging behavior or health behavior for children, young adults, or even adults. These are sometimes they live in a home, or sometimes they live in a house, or you have to go to their houses to provide care for them. We call it support care. All right. So these are the major areas where people work in care. I'm just giving like a basis. There are other, when you break it down, there are other parts as well. So just for you to be mindful when you're applying, just be mindful of the one you're applying for, what it involves. Make sure you read the job description, make sure you read what is involved, and ensure that it's something you can do. All right. So having said that, I also want to talk about other issues that you also need to be mindful of when doing this job as a carer. Now, as a carer, this job is mentally, psychologically, and emotionally draining. Yes, it is. That is the truth. It will wear you out. It will get a toll on your psyche. It will get a toll on your mental health, because it involves a lot. It involves working with different kind of people, different kind of characters, different kind of needs, different kind of health challenges. Yes. So you need to be mindful that you will come across different kind of things. You will come across those who are at the end of their life. You will come across those who are confused, who have dementia, who don't really know what is happening around them, and you have to provide care for them. You will come across those who have different kind of health challenges that you might have never been used to, maybe while back in your country, or you've never even worked in while back home in your country. So you need to be mindful of this and have an open mind of what you're coming to meet. Or you can see a client today, and by the next day they'll tell you the client is gone. Yes, it can be that bad. So you need to build your self-image. You need to make sure that it's something you're mentally prepared for. Now, another point I also want to bring out is that with this job, you need to be comfortable with taking or providing personal hygiene. This job involves you providing personal hygiene, personal care for people, for elderly people, for those with health challenge, whatever kind of health challenge you need to brace up for the job. You need to be able to provide personal care. When I mean personal care, bathing them, brushing them, taking care of their body fluids, taking care of them when they pass feces, when they urinate, whatever it is, changing of pads, both for male and for female. So you can be a male and you'll be asked to provide personal care for a female. Yes, that is the case. So you have to make sure that you're mentally prepared for that. You are aware. So it's not a case of they don't tell me you, I don't understand. I'm telling you now. All right. Okay, guys. So, but if you understand that this is what is involved, it's not as difficult, or it's quite easy. You pull through. The first few weeks might be a bit challenging, but as long as you put your mind to the job of providing care, you pull through. All right, guys. Now, the next point is, another point I bring out is, you will be faced with different challenging behaviors from your clients. Remember, I said earlier, some of your clients, some of the residents, they have health issues. Some have dementia. Some are at the end of their life. Some are even racists, unfortunately. Yes. So you'll be faced with different kinds of challenging behavior. You'll be faced with different things from your clients. Some might hurl abuses at you. Some might even be aggressive. Yes, because their mental state might not be very okay. Some might be aggressive towards you. Some might say racist things towards you, especially for those of us who are, beautifully dark, all right? Some might say things towards you. You need to build yourself to that point where you realize that you are providing care to these people and you're giving your utmost best. So don't put your training into use. It is really important. I know a lot of us have been taking courses. Oh, I've taken online courses. I'm ready. I'm looking for a job. It is one thing to take online course. It's another thing to put the online course into use. Yes, so put your online course into use, everything that you have learned. So even as you started the job, go back to your training. Because this training are guided by policies and regulations. In the UK, they don't play. They don't play in the UK when it comes to healthcare. So you're not going to say, I didn't know. Once your employer can prove that they provided you with training, if anything goes wrong, you are left accountable for whatever that has happened, because it has been said that training has been provided to you. So you won't say, oh, I didn't know, I was not aware. I didn't know the inside. It is a case of putting your training into use. So whatever situation you find yourself, remember your training. In the case of someone having an injury, someone having a life-threatening situation, whatever situation it is, you are expected to put your training into use. So while you are taking those courses, ensure that when the needs arise, you will put it into use. Really, really important. All right. Now, guys, I also want to talk about that in this job, while this job is rewarding financially, you can also experience burnout. A lot of us, because we come from Africa, we want to, it's very enticing. When you come, you want to work. You're getting extra shifts, you're working all the hours. My best advice is, while you're working, take care of yourself. Yes, take very good care of yourself. I see a lot of people, they are working, which is fantastic. Make all the pounds, make all the money, But while you're working, ensure that you are taking care of yourself. Ensure that your health is taken care of. Ensure you eat well. Ensure you sleep well. Ensure you make money, and ensure you also play hard. Take care of yourself. Go out. Spend the money on yourself. The money you are making, spend it on your family. Enjoy the money. Don't go and work before you see yourself. You are draining, and they're like, is this person in the UK? All right, guys. When you experience burnout, you don't give your best. You find out that you're burnt out. You're not giving your best in the job. You're making mistake, and here there's no excuse for mistake. All right. So that is also another point. Now, guys, I also want to say that establish good working relationship with your colleagues. Now, having said that, I also want to advise you guys that you will meet different kind of colleagues, because UK is a multicultural country where you have people of different races. You meet Asians, you meet Europeans, you meet the British, you meet African, you meet Afro-Caribbean, you meet different kind of people. Try as much as you can to establish a good working relationship. You know what to do in Nigeria when we come and say, do you know who I am? In this country, nobody wants to know who you are. Just do your job and carry your money and go to your house, all right? So whatever your ego, whatever it is back home, keep it in one corner. Come, make your money and go, jejeje. So whatever you do, my best advice is watch your back. When I mean watch your back, I mean wherever that needs to be taken, make sure you take your notes. Ensure you are always on the right path, guys. Ensure you're always doing the right thing. When I mean doing the right thing, don't be caught up with them. They will look for a way and wiggle themselves out when there's wahala. You'll be left alone. So always watch your back. Always make sure that what you're doing per time is the right thing. All right, guys, this is really, really important. As much as you can establish a good working relationship, you never can tell one advice or one information from your colleague could change your life forever. You're your best, guys. You know where we're coming from. All right. My last advice and my last tip or my last information I want to share is ensure that you have a long-term plan. Guys, if you're not careful in this job, you see yourself, because you're making money and you're comfortable, you think you're taking care of yourself, you're taking care of your family, you might get caught up that you might not plan for the next couple of years. Before you know it, you're doing this job. I've seen people who are doing this job for long term. There's nothing wrong with it. And then, there's dignity in labor. In the UK, whatever you do, even if you're washing gutter, you can pay your rent, you can take care of yourself. But my best advice is to ensure you have long-term plans. So as you're coming in, you are planning to come in, you're gingering, ensure you have a plan. I have heard of people that have gone on to do greater things, that have gone on to do bigger things just from being a healthcare assistant. So for you who thinks, me, in this my big position, I want to go and do care. The truth is, there is so much more you can do from here. See this as the basics, see this as the background, see this as growing from the floor, and from here you can do greater things. This country is a beautiful country where you have opportunity to be whatever you set your heart to be. That's the truth, guys. So it's an opportunity for you to build yourself. It's an opportunity for you to grow. It's an opportunity for you to get into bigger and better things. So ensure you have long-term plans as you're planning to come into the UK. Guys, I have said this much. I hope you got value and you have subscribed. Well, if you haven't, it's time for you to click that button, subscribe, because I've got so much more coming on this channel. And on this note, I will say thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you some other time. Bye-bye.